All right, welcome to another show, Drew Pearson Live. We're at Texas Live. We got a great show lined up for you today. You thought last week was good. This week it's going to be even better. Timmy Newsome is our guest. D. Paul is here, and guess what? He's got a new song, 88 on 8. You got to come here to check it out. Come on in. Hut, hut. D. Paul, Darren Wise, and the Drew Pearson Live Show band. Right on, kicking it as always. Appreciate you guys, and welcome to another edition of Drew Pearson Live right here at Troy's Place on Texas Live. We had a great show last week. We're going to have an even better one this week for you because we're coming off a Dallas Cowboy victory. How about that? Woo! 35-17. I had predicted, 37-20 right here on this show last week. So we almost hit that prediction. All you critics of Dak Prescott, how you feel today? You know, talking about Dak and not being able to throw the ball with accuracy, holding the football. Well, he threw it pretty well yesterday, didn't he? 4 TD passes and no interceptions. That's why he had the maximum rating you can have for a quarterback coming out of an NFL football game. He had a 158.3 rating. Troy Aikman never had that. Roger Staubach never had that. Tony Romo never had that. Even when I played quarterback, I never had that kind of rating. So that's an awesome rating, and Dak is definitely on his way to guiding this team. But at the same time, did you notice the play calling? Did you notice the variety in the play calling? Doing different things to keep the Giants' defense off balance, things that they haven't seen before. That's our new offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, for what he did to help with the Cowboys' offense and make the offense even that much better. So let's get some MVPs. The offensive MVP for Drew Pearson Live MVP is none other than Dak Prescott, right? Good choice? Yeah. You believe? Yeah. And our defensive MVP, that's going to Xavier Woods. That's right. He had 9 unassisted tackles in the game for a total of 11 tackles, and so he's our defensive MVP. So it was a great effort by everybody on the team, but next we got the Washington Redskins coming up. We play them there in D.C. Let's hear it for them. Let me tell you, if it wasn't for the Redskins, I wouldn't have had a career in the NFL. So anyway, the Cowboys should have a good shot going against the Redskins. It's another division game, and so we got to win this game because those are the most important games on your schedule. You take care of your division, then you got a chance to get in the playoffs. So hopefully the Cowboys are on a good roll. Today, our guest is none other than Timmy Newsome. He was number 30 for the Dallas Cowboys. He played fullback. He played 8 seasons with the Dallas Cowboys from 1980 to 1988. Played 121 games. He had 342 carries. He rushed for 1,226 yards, and he caught the ball, too. He had 212 receptions for over 1,900 yards and 30 touchdowns in his career with the Dallas Cowboys. Without further ado, let's bring him on. Where is he? Timmy Newsome, number 30, in the house. Part of Drew Pearson Live. So you're 9 years in the NFL.
9 years.
All right, you come out of Winston-Salem. You're drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. What did it feel like when you heard that news in 1980?
Well, I was projected to go anywhere from 2 to 4, and I ended up going in the 6th round, and Gil Brandt called me late that evening on the draft day and told me that I was going to be a Dallas Cowboy and I was going to have a star on my helmet. Oh, and wow. I was upset until the time I got drafted. Why? And then because I was supposed to go in the 2 to 4 rounds.
Okay.
But when I went in the 6th round, it didn't matter.
Right. Okay.
So I was happy.
You were happy.
I was happy.
Dude, were you a Cowboys fan, or did you know about the Cowboys?
Growing up, I was a Green Bay Packer fan. Don't y'all hate me on that. Don't do that. But the closer I got to draft day, I became a Dallas Cowboys fan because they kept sending a lot of posters of the cheerleaders.
Okay.
And I mean, you know, what's not to like?
Too, man. I hear you. Yeah, you come to the Cowboys and you pretty much were like a halfback, fullback, but when you came to the Cowboys, because Tony Dorsett was there,
right,
they moved you to fullback. What was that like?
You know, it was an interesting experience because I didn't get drafted to be a fullback. I got drafted to run the football.
Right.
So I'm in the locker room doing the rookie minicamp, and Coach Landry walks up to me. He says, "Timmy, what position did you play in college?" Which I thought was a crazy question because he drafted me.
Yeah, he should know.
I said, "Well, Coach, I was a tailback." So as he was walking away, he pat me on the back. He said, "We're going to turn you into a fullback." So that's how I ended up at the fullback spot. But Robert Newhouse did me a huge favor. He told me one day, and I was struggling really bad, he says, "You keep playing like that, you're going to cause me to play another 5 years." So he said, "I'll tell you what, come to my room tonight, and I'm going to teach you how to take my job." And I thought he was joking.
Wow.
And he says, "No, I'm serious."
Yeah.
He said, "Come to my room, and I'm going to teach you how to play fullback." So he did.
Yeah.
And I took his job the next year.
Wow. So what was it like with Tony Dorsett, you guys in the backfield, man?
You know, Tony was a great runner, great vision runner,
Yeah.
and it didn't take long for him to get to a hole, so all I had to do was block a guy just a split second, and he was already through the hole. He was the easiest guy I've ever had to block for.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I was blocking my butt off too downfield for him because Coach Landry made it a point.
That's right.
If you don't block downfield, you don't
play.
Right?
That's exactly
you
right.
understand that.
Oh, yes.
But you look at the fullback position now, they're kind of, it's almost extinct. When you get down in that 3rd and 1, in the goal line situation, when you try to punch that ball in to get a first down or getting that ball in the end zone, fullback all of a sudden becomes important.
It really does. And I think the thing that teams now are beginning to realize that fullback position is important. And so they're beginning to gradually bring them back into the fold.
You saw the Cowboy game. What did you think of the game?
I thought it was a masterful play calling experience on behalf of the Dallas coaching staff. Dak had a lot of time to throw the football. The receivers appeared to be open. But let's be very clear, when you're a new offensive coordinator, there's no history. So it'll be maybe 3 games before teams begin to really defense it the way they need to defense it. So it's going to take a while for that to happen. But so that grace period is going to be about 3 games. And then after that, they begin to settle in and begin to technique that particular offense.
Yeah, and it was pretty amazing because I thought maybe some of the distractions of talking about contracts, Zeke's holdout and all that kind of stuff. We talked about money more than anything with this team heading into that first game. So they were focused because they started out. The Giants had that long drive early, but we responded to that, and we ended up, having a great first half, 28 points. But we seemed to open up things a little more in the beginning of the game. Then at the end of the game, they seemed to pull back because now we don't want to show too much for the Redskins because we got to have this game won.
That's right.
So we don't want to show too much. Did you notice that as well?
I did. I think the thing when you feel like you're in the driver's seat, you tend to be more basic. And so you're always looking ahead for next week. So now the Redskins are going to try to figure out what Dallas's offense is going to do. And that's a really tough act because now they only have 1 game to look at it. And now they've got to kind of guess at what's going to happen next week.
Yeah, so Case Keenum had a pretty good game there. We get to him, I think we'll be okay. Unfortunately, we didn't have any sacks in the game against the Giants, but the defense still was effective during the time that they were there. So hopefully they can carry that over into the game against Washington. You've been out of the game for quite some time now. How's life after football been for Timmy Newsome?
It's been really good.
You started your own company, right?
Yes.
After you got out?
After I got out, I finished up an IT contract with the company that I was doing contracting for during my career. And in 1991, I started my own firm, and I've been in it ever since.
Wow. So everything's going good?
Everything's going really well. I still love it, enjoy doing it very much so.
Well, before we let you go, we got to get a little prediction for the game coming up today against the Redskins. You think we can parlay? Remember Coach Landry used to say, to really maximize the victory, you got to go win the next game.
That's right.
You think the Cowboys can maximize this victory and go win the next game against
Well,
the
there's
Redskins?
an old adage in professional football, you're 7 days away from humility.
Amen.
So now they've got to go out there and forget about this one on Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
And if they're able to do that, and they're a young football team still, they have to be able to put this one behind them and go out and play the game on Sunday. And I think they can do that because they're a very well-tuned team and they're very well coached.
Yeah, in the NFL is what have you done for me
That's
lately,
exactly right.
And so these guys got to understand. I think they do. They've got great players on the team. With Coach Landry, he tried to find the right guys to make the team work. And I think the Cowboys right now have the right guys to make it work.
Well, it's the best team I've seen since 1995.
Yeah.
and they've got a myriad of great talent, skill-wise. They've got some pass rushers, they've got linebackers, they got an offensive line that is really tough. And so this is really going to be their year, I think.
Well, I agree with you. Let's go.
Oh,
Super Bowls
yes.
in Miami. We like to go to Miami for Super Bowls, right?
Yes.
Hood, hood. Anyway, here you go. Timmy Newsome, thanks for taking the time and giving us some insight of what you're doing now and to out your career as a member of the Dallas Cowboys and even before that. So.
Well, thank you for having me. And I just love that band.
Isn't that band cool?
Unbelievable.
Well, let's kick them in, man. All right, there's Timmy Newsome. And let's kick it right here. The band live. Deep Ball, the Drew Pearson live show band. All right. Coming up next is the great Paul Salvin. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, my name's Lee Haight. I've been a Dallas Cowboy fan my whole entire life. And I know you're thinking, what the heck am I doing standing out here? There's a hurricane, and we install roofs after natural disasters. This is a recession-proof industry, and it's just not right that people in America have a negative stigma with the blue-collar trades. If you're sick and tired of being trapped in a 9-to-5, or you don't like your boss, I want to help you make $100,000, feel empowered, and get a little adrenaline rush in your life. The largest commissions in direct sales come from roof replacements paid for by insurance companies. I have a free training that will show you how to make $100,000 in your first 9 months. Go to www.stormyourwayto100k.com and go Cowboys!
What a great segment with Timmy Newsome. I want to thank Timmy for being our guest this week before the Cowboys take on the Washington Redskins today. But keep the show going. We got to bring our entertainment guru in, and that's none than the great Paul Salvin. Let's bring him in, D. Paul. Hood, hood. The Hail Mary Moments on Drew Pearson Live is brought to you by Golden Chick. There he is, Paul, welcome back.
Thank you.
And man, I don't know if you can top last week's show with this week's interview, but man, John Travolta, what a cool dude, and really what a great addition he was to our first show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking too. Well, you got the first show, you got John Travolta. How are you going to follow that up?
Right.
Oscar winner.
Oh, well, who's our Oscar winner? Who do we got?
Oscar winner is Julianne Moore.
Wow, Julianne Moore. Y'all know her, right? Everybody know her?
Of course. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So we're so excited to have her on the show because, I mean, it's a huge name, but she's an incredible actress.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's, IMDb said she had 113 awards.
Wow.
That's not even the nominations.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's just been fantastic for years.
What did she get the Oscar for?
It's called Just Alice, and it came out about 4 or 5 years ago.
Right on,
and gosh, she's been nominated a few other times too for an Oscar, and just always so good. And this movie is called After the Wedding, and it's a really, really cool film. She stars in it with Michelle Williams, who's an Oscar nominee, and it's a really interesting film. She's the benefactor to a charity, but there's a reason behind it, and it's a little bit darker of a reason than you think, but it turns out to be such a nice, cool, and special movie, and I really recommend it. It was actually a foreign film that got remade, right. And but the performances are across the board just amazing.
So it's a big deal. You were able to catch up with her, right?
Yeah, she beamed in via satellite, so we had to have her on the show, right?
All right, well, you caught up with her and you had a great interview with her.
Yeah.
Let's check it out.
Okay.
As an audience, we went on an emotional roller coaster with this one, but as an actress, some of these scenes must have drained you. It must have been pretty hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very emotional movie, but I think like these are the kind of movies that I like to watch. You know, I'm interested in people's lives and their marriages and their families and their relationships. I'm sort of, that compels me more. Like when I'm looking at something to watch, you know, just for entertainment. That's kind of what I'm looking for, because I feel like those are the things that are at the center of my life. So I'm always excited to play that, because I think it's what we always deal with.
Now, in Drew Pearson Live, we always ask people their Hail Mary moment, the moment in their life or career where they just had to go for it. And what do you suppose that was for you?
I guess it was moving to New York City. You know, I went to college in Boston, and I had to make a decision to, I was like, where am I going to go? You know, and I thought, well, I'll just move to New York and start. And I look back now and I think, oh my God, I can't believe that I did that. But I was young enough, I think, not to know any better.
Wow, Paul, man, you're the man. You no wonder we call you the guru right here on Drew Pearson Live. Getting John Travolta, Julianne Moore. I hate to even ask you. I don't even want to know yet who's going to be our show next week. But man, it was an interesting Hail Mary moment from Julianne Moore, huh?
Yeah, and I love getting those Hail Mary moments because, you know, the way these interviews go, you have to ask about what they're promoting, of course.
Right,
you know,
right.
that's what they're there for. But then you also get to ask a little bit about their background. But a Hail Mary moment is not something that they're always ready to answer. Sometimes they have to stop and think about it, but they always think it's the best question of the interview, and that's what I think too.
Wow, well, it's a great interview. We appreciate the contribution again and again. We're excited to see who you're going to have next week.
Oh, you just
Don't
wait.
give that away yet,
Okay, all right, we won't
Keep
do
the suspense going, right?
Yeah.
All right, there he is, the great Paul Southam. Welcome again. Good job, Paul.
Thank
you
you.
for being part of Drew Pearson Live.
All right.
And we'll be back with more Drew Pearson Live right here on Channel 8 ABC right after this. Hut, hut.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. So this is your first time you've had Golden Chick 100% tenderloin? That's where the golden tenders come from. What do you think?
Absolutely delicious.
It's the Golden Chick Golden Giveaway. Free food and discounts under every peel. Plus, text for a chance to win lots of great prizes. Play every day at Golden Chick. One peel and you're golden.
We're being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. He's on Tinder. That's like a chicken dating app.
All right, D. Paul, give it up. Drew Pearson Live Show band once again. Bringing it in. We want to thank Paul Southam for that great interview with Julianne Moore, Oscar winner. Talked about her Hail Mary moment. That was pretty cool. The Hail Mary moments on Drew Pearson Live is brought to you by Golden Chick. We thank them for this support. Anyway, let's keep the show moving. It's time for you to get involved with Drew Pearson Live through social media. And to help you do that, let's welcome our social media influencer, none other than Jen Reed. All right, Jen, welcome back to the show. You're looking good today, as always. Thank you for being a part of the show. We got two new contests going. We got Caption This and Ask Drew 88. And you got some responses from them.
I did. So the Caption This, we got a great one from Mr. Rob 83. He wants to know why, and I also want to know, why is Drew Pearson not in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know what the deal is with that. I've been close. I haven't been in the final room or the final selection, the final 6, 8, whatever they break it down to. But this year there are, because of the 100th anniversary of the NFL, they're talking about expanding the class and inducting the ones that got left out. There's 16 all-decade wide receivers, I'm going to say started this thing, and 15 of those all-decade wide receivers are in the Hall of Fame. The only one not in is me. But I tell you what, Jen, if they let me in, I'm going to give them one speech. Then I'm going to have another one when I get up there and pull it out. And then I'm going to tell it like it is. You thought that Philadelphia speech was something. You let me up on that stage for the Hall of Fame. Man, I'm going to leave a lasting impression for that. And I will be, you know, I don't care how long it takes, it's to get in. is what it's all about.
So
whoever asked that question right,
yeah, they'll
get a T-shirt or a hat. You're going to get the information
83.
for that? Who is it?
Mr. Rob 83.
Rob 83. You're the man, okay? You get your choice. What else we got, Jen? Let's see.
So we have a lot of great stuff coming in social media outlets. One fan, Radical Dallas Cowboy Fundamentalist, wants to know if you think LP LaDucer is going to be here for the long haul. The
LP?
game. Yeah.
Actually, he's cut.
Oh,
No, he hadn't been cut.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. That's an outtake there.
Hey.
You know, that's amazing because I think he's been here about 15 years in the NFL just snapping the football. And all you kids that want to play football, don't be a quarterback. Be a deep snapper, man. You get life forever in the NFL. As long as you make the snap, because as soon as you mess up, you're gone. But anyway, he'll be around as long as the Dallas Cowboys need him. And that's a key part of their special teams when he's snapping that ball, not only on extra points, but field goals too. So they're confident. The holder, the kicker is confident in him. The Cowboys are confident in him. So I expect him to be around for some time now. Right on.
Awesome.
All right, nice question. You get one of these as well. Give your information to Jen from CowboyLegends.com. That's a cool hat, right?
It's a great
You
hat.
can't find that anywhere but CowboyLegends.com. Hood, hood. All right, Jen, what else
so
you got?
I've got a great friend named Chad Prather. He wants to know, what do you think that is the difference between then, back when you played, and now?
Yeah, it is a difference. Practice now is, training camp now is like Club Med. Actually, I can go through it, get through it, just like Jason Witten, because they don't practice. So I'm just stand on the sideline with my hat turned backwards like they do. You see that too? We got it right there too. Anyway, it's a little different now because when I went to training camp, we can bring as many people in as we wanted to. So therefore, you had more people in lines with the reps and repetition, and you had to hit and have contact in training camp. And you know what that contact did? It prepared us for the season. You can do all the running, weightlifting, and eat the right stuff, but if you're not ready for the physical contact part of the game, then you're not going to make it very long throughout the course of the season. So that's what we did. We prepared for the physical part of the game, and these guys pretty much prepare through training camp just to be available once the season starts. So then they hope that they can make it through the season and avoid those injuries. So it's a little different now than it was back in the day, but the bottom line is still football, it's still NFL football, and it's still the greatest game of all, right?
Absolutely.
All right, we got a trivia contest or a trivia question as well. Let me ask this, okay? Since we got the Redskins coming up, right? Man, I wish I could play this game. You don't know how bad I wish I can get out there, play against these Redskins. But anyway, my quarterback in high school, when I was a sophomore, he was a senior, he was my quarterback, and the first pass I caught in my first high school game was a 60-yard touchdown from this gentleman, and he threw it and I caught it as I was standing in the end zone, 60 yards away. That's how bad he was in high school. The trivia question is, who is that quarterback that ended up playing for the Washington Redskins? You answer that question, and again, we'll send you a nice little Drew Pearson t-shirt. You see that? Or a nice hat. So whatever your choice is, whoever comes up with the right question. Anybody here know that? Don't give it away. I know you all know it, right? So let's get that answer in, and then we'll give it away.
I'll take a look and see what we have.
All right, good stuff, Jen. We appreciate the contribution. Looking great as always, and thanks for being a part of Drew Pearson Live, all right? Kick it to Paul. The Paul!
Hi, my name is Alicia.
I lost my one and only son through drunk driving.
I was in a coma for 33 days, and I died 5 times.
I survived a stroke.
I survived a brutal stabbing attack.
I am a survivor of 30 years of addiction and alcoholism.
Meet me at the Survivor's Ball as I share my story.
Where I'll share my story.
Where I share my story.
After all I've been through.
After all I've gone through.
Still I rise.
I rise.
I rise.
And still I am
a survivor.
And I am a survivor.
All right, next up are the Claytons, and last week they're in Seattle doing the Redwood Forest and all that, asking people their favorite team, if they heard of the Hail Mary, got all kinds of cool answers from that, but let's find out, because the Claytons got the answer.
We're the Claytons, Brady, Quinn, and our little baby Asher. We travel all over the U.S. and the world going on crazy adventures.
Welcome back to the Claytons on Drew Pearson Live. We are out here in Thousand Oaks, California with the 17-time Guinness World Record holder, trick shot artist, and successful YouTuber, Josh Horton.
Please welcome Josh and his fellow combat.
Please welcome Josh and Cassie Horton.
What do you say, guys? Should we stay?
Josh Horton, where are you, Josh?
Wow, thanks so much for having me. I'm excited.
So Josh, what are we gonna be doing today?
We're gonna be making some football trick shots. Here we go. This first one's for you, Roger Staubach. There we go. A little side note, I hurt my shoulder when I was younger, so I can only throw a football underhand, but I make it work. That was too easy, let's step it up. Okay, next I'm gonna hit a cone off of Brady's head. If I hit it, it's gonna be amazing. If I miss, it's gonna be hilarious.
I'm only trusting Josh because he is the best of the best, but I'm still a little nervous. Also, do I look like an idiot?
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. Great, awesome. Check out all of Josh's amazing trick shots on his Instagram and his YouTube. Subscribe, follow him, he's amazing. Thanks so much again for tuning in to the Clayton segment on Drew Pearson Live, which you can watch every week only at 88 on 8.
Welcome back to the show. I want to thank the Claytons for a great piece and what you bring to the show. And let's wrap this thing up. D-Paul, you ready? You got a new song for us?
We've got an original for the original 88.
Is it 88 on 8? Is that what I've been hearing?
It is 88 on 8.
I can't wait to hear it. Let's crank it up. You guys ready to crank it up?
Yes, sir.
All right. Get the crew in here. Timmy, thanks for being with us. We want to thank D-Paul for that great song. I don't only have my own show band, I got my own show song written by D-Paul and the group. Give him a hand. We want to thank you all for listening. We want to thank Golden Chick, Adam Alexander, Sky Diamonds University for your support. We can't do it without you. Thank you all for being part of the show. And the Cowboys are going to beat the Redskins. You with me on that? You with me on that? 38-17 Cowboys victory. You heard it first, right here on Drew Pearson Live. Enjoy the show. Now go watch the game after we get done, of course. Hut, hut. We'll see you next week. All right.